Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's a great day. Did you get a chance to do some crafting today? I did. Oh my gosh, that always just puts a smile on my face and just lights me up. After work today, my friend contacted me and said, hey, do you want to go to the local yarn store and hang out and do some knitting and crocheting and what have you? I'm like, oh, yes, I do. I have not met up with my friend since October. I had gone on a little bit of vacation. My brother's 50th birthday was the beginning of the month. So hubby and I, we flew to Arkansas to do that. And that was great fun. And then we came back and I got the crud. I didn't get the crud while I was in Arkansas. I got the crud afterwards, hanging out with the grandbabies and stuff. Because, you know, they carry their own special kind of cooties. Just going to say that. And it really, just crud, nothing major, no fevers, nothing, just crud. So I have not gone out. I have not gone and visited and played or anything along that line because, you know, abundance of caution. I don't want to be coughing all over other people. They don't like it. I don't like it, whatever. So I was so thrilled to get the invitation. I'm like, yes, I would love to go out. I would love to go knitting. I would love to go to a yarn store that I haven't gone to, you know, and yeah. The last yarn store I went to was the Arkansas Yarn Company when right before I was flying back from Arkansas and everything. That was a lot of fun. And I've gotten yarn since then. Well, Joann's, I guess Joann's the yarn store. But anyway, yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. And true to form for me personally, I like to, if I'm going into the yarn store and knitting and crocheting, whatever, I like to use yarn that they carry. Even if it wasn't something that I specifically bought at that store, it's a yarn that they carry at that store. So if, you know, other customers come in and they see something and everything, you know, it's like, ooh, what are you working on? Like this, and you can get it over there. You know, that type of a situation. I look at it as if I'm going to occupy their space and enjoy their company, then I want the business to stay open, which means I'm going to support the business. That's just me. That's my personal thing. It's not a requirement, but that is what I do. So I knew I was going to get something at the yarn store today. So I brought in a couple of hats that I had finished and was showing those off. I made this one. Okay, so this is a boy hat, right? Or a unisex hat. So yes, and it's not really a specific pattern. I just made it. And I brought this in because I bought the yarn specifically from that store. This is one of those Zalberball types. It's called Edition 3. And it's the second ball of this particular yarn I've done. This was the full 50-gram ball of fingering weight yarn. Got it. So really cute. So I brought that in just because, like I said, I had bought the yarn there about a month or so ago and made the hat. And, you know, I like to do show and tell. I like to do that type of stuff. So I have this one. I just haven't shown it to you guys yet. But I have this one. I showed this one off because, hello, we're all children. It doesn't matter how old we get. We like to be patted on the, I do anyway. It's like, yeah, you did good. That's nice. Yeah, I know. It's whatever. So I was able to show this one off, and she has the other one. I made two of them with this particular yarn. She has the other one, and it's on sale in the store. But this one, you know, I'm keeping to take to my office. One of the however many hats I'm going to be bringing in. At least that's a good unisex hat that I can give away. And then I also showed, and I know I've shown this one before. Where'd it go? The white one. And I just because I had this one with me, this one, this yarn right here, I got at her store. And this colored one is a Barocco Millefori. I did not get that one at her store, but she looked at it and she's like, what is this? This is nice. I might carry it. So who knows? So I showed this one. I didn't have this one to show. This is the other one. This is all yarn that I bought at her store. Okay, there you go. So, you know, just like I said, I hadn't been in for a while. And these right here, the pattern for this came from my Alice Starmore charted for knitting book. It's just charts. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you knit, you crochet, you weave. It's just graphs. That is it. That's just graphs like that. So you can use any craft you want to. I have been having such a blast with this book. There is no doubt. I've got these 2 done. I've got a 3rd hat with that pattern. I got it stuck in my head. No, it's not memorized, but I got it stuck and I enjoy it. So I've got a 3rd hat that I'm working on. And then I finished a hat that I was working on. I was just to the crown shaping and I wanted to go ahead and finish that one. I finished it in the store. This is Knit Picks Brava Sport yarn. So I didn't get it from the store, but I finished it while I was there. No other customers were in there, so it wasn't an issue. Finished this one. Absolutely love it. So this right here, that design, I did get from the Alice Starmore book. And then once I got to the top of this right here, I kind of did a little bit of my own stuff to do another one of the pattern repeats. Why not, right? It's a lot of fun. So I am really having a blast using this book. There are other books out that have graphs that I've been kind of drooling over a little bit, but I am so thrilled with this one, and I just haven't gone through everything in it that I'm interested in making. And I just love the fact that everything's so big. And look at this one. I mean, wouldn't that be pretty with the shells and stuff? Gorgeous. And right now, again, not a salesperson, but right now, this is 16 something on Amazon. That's what I got it for. And it's normally one of those $29.95 books, $29.95. I did not pay that. I got it on Amazon, less than $17, 16 and change, right? So less than $17. For me personally, 100% well worth it. I have already used it multiple times. This hat, love it. These 2 hats from that book, right? You know, just taking the charts from there. And the first one that I did was this hat, which was a chart from that book. And I mean, how much fun is that? So I'm getting some use out of it. And I think that's fantastic because so many times I've got a library. I've been collecting books since I was, 11. I do have some original 40-plus-year-old magazines, Crochet Fantasy and Fantasy Crochet magazines, original, right? That were mine, that were not gifted to me. They were mine as a child. So I have a library, and there's a lot of things that I have that, let's face it, I just haven't made anything from. I like to peruse them and look through them and dream over them. But for whatever reason, it's just not the thing that I'm going to use and make. The fact that I have made distinct different hats, look at that, distinct different color work hats from that book already, I am thrilled. I am so thrilled. I got my money's worth. Let's put it that way. I definitely got my money's worth. So those were there. Finished this one. Oh, it was cute too, because I finished this and it's cold right now. We still have snow on the ground. So popped this on. I had my little jacket, I mean, do I match or what? I wasn't intentional, but look at that. Like, okay, I'm going with it. How cute is that? And I think this can be male or female. And this right here, having this on too, people were suggesting that I do a plaid hat, because I was talking about trying to come up with other hats that could be more male friendly, right? And, obviously I've got my plaid jacket and a little fleece line and what have you. It's a nice one. It's comfortable. And then I was just cute because I didn't realize that, but it matches quite well and I'm loving it. So that is that. But that doesn't tell you what I got at the yarn store, because again, I had to get something. It's the rules. There's no rules, by the way. There's no actual rules, but it's the rules. I have to, right? So I did finish off that hat, and I was looking through patterns that I own. I was looking on Ravelry, and then I also have something downloaded on my iPad where I've got patterns saved that are some are on Ravelry, some are on other things. And I was just looking at things that I own. I came across this one, and I'm like, I must. I went through it. Let me turn on the little iPad. It's called the Stately Windows Beanie. And I scrolled through this. I don't know if it's the design that gets me or the color. It's both. I mean, look at this. If you've been around for a length of time, you know those colors are just going to jump off the screen for me personally. Look at that. They're going to jump off the screen and go, I must make that. I have to make that. Coincidentally, it calls for DK weight yarn. I'm like, all right. So I'm in the yarn store. I'm like, I have to find DK weight and contrast and something bright and obnoxious and whatever. Yeah, that's an issue to try to find that. So we're looking around. I ended up with Malabrigo, and I got Malabrigo Black. Did you know they have black? I'm just saying. That surprised me more than anything. And it's just, this is the, it's a DK. It's called Arroyo. See, there it is. That's the Arroyo. And it is DK/Sport, approximately 335 yards, 100 grams, and this is a 100% superwash merino wool. Now, the pattern says I need about 30 grams of each color. All right. So I got black, and then look at this. And I wound them in the store. I'm like, I want to use that. Look at those. Oh my goodness. Isn't that gorgeous? I am so excited about this. This to me is like, yes, I must do this. And something else that I've talked about of when you're excited about your project, you go faster. Whether it's knitting or crocheting, it really doesn't, or weaving, it doesn't matter. If you are passionate and you're like, I want to do this thing. I mean, look at that. Did I do good? Did I do good with the color? I mean, yeah, this has got greens and stuff, but I mean, it's a bright, good, contrasty color. I'm like, yes, I did it. I did it. Look at that. I have to do it. So if you're excited about whatever it is you're making, you'll go a lot faster. I meant to say that when I was showing this. So this, I was in the quandary about making, boring men's hats. And I started this with just the gray. And I got about up to there with just gray. And I was doing some textured stitch, and I had one cable in it. It wasn't anything fancy. And I wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. Each round was just slower than the last, and I just was not feeling it. But again, I got that far. And you look at, well, how much more there is to finish off the hat. I'm like, just got through it and finish it. No. So I obviously, as you can tell, it's not a solid gray hat. I pulled it out, and I was able to just knock this out in no time flat. I just worked on this yesterday and finished it today. And I think I worked on it a couple of days with just the gray. Obviously, I kept the ribbing, but I pulled out the work that was from here down. I wasn't feeling it, and it was just not moving. It was just occupying my needles. Let's put it that way. It just wasn't growing, and I didn't want to touch it. It sat in the bag for 3-4 days after I had started and worked on it. I'm like, no, I'm not feeling it. So there is a huge difference when you're excited about a project, you're passionate about it, you want to see it from start to finish. You will fly. This is color work. By all rights, this should take a long time. It just should. It's a complicated, look at that. There's a lot of color changes, complicated pattern, etc. It should take a while. Oh no, it didn't. So into color work right now. And there's the floats. I like to show those too, just to show that, you got to show both sides, right? Not everyone shows the underside. You got to see it. So there you go. And I'm getting better, right? Because the more we do things, it's practice and you get a little bit better. And each time I'm getting better. And I absolutely love this. I've got to find some of my older color work things to kind of show that difference, because we just improve. But I definitely wanted to throw that out there of find the something that you want to make, that you're passionate about, you're excited. You will get that done so much faster. And you'll be on the second one before you ever got the first whatever it was that you were working on done. That does not mean we don't gut check and work on those huge blankets that we started. And we know who we're talking about, right? You have to do those things too. But yeah, I've got a blanket that I've got to finish for my son. Yep, it's my pattern too. It's the Joy Chip pattern. Yeah, I'm working on it. It's not done yet. But there is that. So I got back from the yarn store. I didn't cast this on at the yarn store because what I was doing is I finished this off and then, wound up my yarn and everything, paid for it first and then took off. But I started it when I got home. Hubby and I were watching, our new episodes that we're watching is Blue Bloods. I don't know. They've got like 14 seasons. Yes. So we'll be very entertained for quite some time. So we're happy about that. How much do I watch the TV when I watch the TV? Yeah, don't ask me about the episode. I'm just saying. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's background noise. I watch TV like my mom watched TV, and it's there, but I don't memorize the script. And you know, it's enjoyable. It's in one ear out the other. I mean, and I'm enjoying the series. I am. I'm enjoying it. I hope it stays good because you know sometimes some series they start good and then they're like whatever. But I don't know what season we're on, but it's been nice. So watched an episode of that and looked at the pattern and started it. And there's a new technique for me. How exciting. It's exciting to me. Look at the ribbing. I'm starting it. Okay, so this is a corrugated ribbing. Do I have a corrugated ribbing hat? Yeah, this. Here we go. Okay, this one's corrugated too. Okay, this is a 1x1 corrugated type of a ribbing too. The gray right there is pearls, and then that maroon, pink, red color is the knits. All right, so it's not as stretchy as this one. This is pretty cool. I've not done this before, so it's still corrugated, but I'm doing 3 stitches. It doesn't look like it. It's knit, purl, knit of the color, knit, purl, knit of the black, so that purl kind of sinks in there. You see that? You can see it on the needle right there, 3 loops. Yeah, so that's different. I've not done that before. So I'm carrying my yarn. Nice. There's just the 3 stitches, so it's a nice even flow, no issues. And the pattern stated that the only time you're using 2 colors at the same time that you have to worry about is on this ribbing right here. So once I get, I think it's like 12 rows, then I start with the rest. And I believe it states that from then on, you're just using 1 color at a time. So that to me says that you're probably doing some slip stitches. I haven't read into it, but check that out. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm right here on that ribbing, just started that, and a new to me way of doing it. And that to me is extremely exciting. And then I'm going to continue on. And the cool thing is I'm loving these colors. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Could that be boy too? It can, right? Yeah, it can. It's fun. It's funky. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But having a blast with this. New techniques are fabulous, right? I mean, when we learn something new, we either love it and want to make it again, or we're going, I did it. I don't want to do it again. But I did it, right? You know, so you're proud and you're excited that you learned something different. This one I could do again. I like that. I like the effect. I think it's fabulous with the black. And like I said, who knew? You know, Malabrigo, just solid black. I mean, whatever. I'm good. Yes, I'm good with that. But with it needing like 30 grams per each color for the hat, with these 2 balls, I can make multiple. And I can do the same thing that they did if I want to, because they've got the gray, black, gray, whatever is the dominant on the one hat. And then on the other one, they've got the yellow is the dominant. So they did the switching, you know, using their yarn that way. I think that is fantastic. So I can see making more than one of these because let's face it, we know I like to make doubles and triples of things. I do that because for one, I'm excited about it, right? You don't make it doubles and triples if you're not excited about it. But the other reason is if I'm waiting to find the next pattern, you know, I'll do a second of what I just did if I enjoyed it, because I already have the kinks worked out. I already understand what the instructions are. The second one is generally faster than what the first one was, and it gives me a chance to kind of flip through whatever the patterns are or whatever it is I'm looking at or looking for and decide on the next project. That's my logic. We all have different math logic. We all have, you know, like yarn math, you know, not like real world math, right? But yarn logic, math logic and everything when it comes to crafting. You know, like when I buy a whole box of yarn, I've used one skein. I used my yarn. You know, you got a full box, right? I used it. I used one. Don't bother me with the details, right? Like my Joann's trip where I'm making a little baby dress and everything. I'm on my second skein out of 10 skeins that I bought. I used my yarn. Let's not be judgy. Yeah, so I have a weird logic on that, and it works for me. Yep, it does. It's not real world logic. It is yarn logic, and it works. So my yarn logic on this is if this hat stuff, I'm going to be able to make multiple. And if it's anything like me enjoying it like I enjoyed these two, I'm going to be making multiple. And it's going to be a lot of fun to decide on whether I just make 2 of them exactly the same like this, or 3, whatever, or switch the colors just like they did in the picture. How exciting. So this one, it is a paid for pattern. It was in my library, but it is a paid for pattern. This is the Stanley Windows Beanie by Nici Griffin, and it shows that it is $4.60 right now. See, we got it like that. Yeah, so I will link that down below if you're interested in that. I'm not affiliated with anyone. I just fell in love with the colors. And really, that is exactly it. The colors did it for me because I scrolled through some of the others. And if you're not using a high contrast, they're still pretty, but it's not as vibrant. It's not as in your face. Like here's an example. We know I love my oranges. There's no doubt. But this does not strike me as much as the other ones. It's pretty. And there's no criticism. I love orange. But for whatever reason, those two are not contrasting to me anywhere near what this does. That is fire. That is contrast. That is amazing. So that's what I'm getting at. It's the color that got me, because if it was just the orange and the gray like that, as much as I love my orange, it didn't pop. It didn't pop the same way. But that one right there, it fires all the cells, and it's like, I must make this. And that is exciting. So we'll see how fast this goes, because again, anytime you're excited about something, you fly with it. You really do. That's what I did with this. That's why I got this done so quick. Like, yeah, all that color work, that should take forever, by the way. It should just take a long time. Nope. Done. There you go. Which is really good, because I have to count my hats, but what is it that I need? Somewhere between 20 and 30. Why? Because I have an core office of 7, but I'm in cubicle farm. Yeah. And I want to give out hats and stuff. So that's just all there is to it. And I got to have a variety, right? You have to have a variety. What does he say? Variety is the spice of life. Have fun. And besides, that's the time period where you can just show off all of your skills, right? As you're handing out the hats and all the different styles and all the different colors, the different textures, the different material. Yep. Just having a blast, sharing my passion. Whether they understand necessarily all those differences doesn't matter. I know, I understand, and that's just going to make me all the happier to be able to come in and bring those and just, there you go. That's all there is to it. So hopefully you had fun with this. I had a blast, man. I'm telling you. You can tell I've been pent up in the house and everything for a while. I got to go out. I got to have fun. I got to enjoy knitting with my friends. I got new yarn from the yarn store, and I already cast it on. See? So I can get more yarn because I cast it on. See? Logic. There you go. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.